Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to make your own custom patch on the Korg AX1G. I would suggest starting with a patch that you kind of like and one that you could use as a foundation for something that you want to create. So I've just gone for the chorus patch. You could choose anything, but all you do is you press edit and suddenly you're in edit mode and you can go across all these tabs at the top here and essentially set all those parameters, save it down, and hey presto, you've got your own patch. So the first one we've got, that tab there, drive. So you can actually set that up. So you've got comp, which is compressor, overdrive, line overdrive, distortion, etc. So you've got a number of different parameters. So I can just quickly, compressor, because it's just a chorus, it's just doing that. If I stick it on distortion, you can hear the difference. Then going along to tone, these are actually essentially EQ settings. Low G is low range gain, mid FC is mid range frequency, mid G mid range gain, and high G high range gain. So you can play around with those until you find an EQ setting that you like. Then you go to mod, and so you've got chorus, all different sorts of choruses. Just give you an example. Vibe, univibe, etc. There's a whole load of mods in there. Value, you actually can increase that and decrease that, which you can see, for example, univibe. Turn that all the way down. And all the way out again. You get a sense of the difference that makes. Then onto the pedal, you've got different parameters for that as well. You can have a whole load of different things that you can have that do, including looping, which is kind of an original feature for such an old pedal as this. But you can get it to do that. Obviously, wah, for example, filter, voice, all sorts of things you can have your pedal do. Now, ambience. Now what you want to do is click this because it's off for this one, for the example. So enter, it will just switch it on. I'll go back to this because that's a bit of a violent setting. So we'll just put it back to a chorus. And we'll go back to ambient. So the room 1. So different values for that as well. So you might want to turn that all the way up so you can hear the difference. So that's all 2. So moving on. So this one, the next parameter, this is the size of your cabinet. So you can increase that or decrease that. I'm going through a fairly small amp at the moment, so you probably won't hear much difference. But you get the idea. Well, maybe you will, a little bit. But you can play around with that too. Then you've got your noise reduction. You can turn that up and down with the value setting again. Level, that's the overall level of the patch, so you can turn that all the way up. So that's really going to be pretty loud now, and then you can turn it all the way down. So this is quite useful. Say, I mean, if you're flicking through between different patches, like a distortion and a clean patch, just to sort of even them out a bit. Then this next one, this next page, if you like, this is where you can actually change the name of your patch, and so you can go up and down here. That just changes the letters. So you use the value to change the letters, use the type to switch letters. Doesn't really matter what I call this one. Onvus, whatever, it doesn't matter. So it just gives you the idea. And then the next page is right. And then just click enter again. Wait for it to finish complete. And that's it. And then you come out of edit and your patch is there, boom. And now it's one of the patches you can select from. So that's pretty cool. Now, a cool thing to do is if you are not happy with what you've done and you're freaking out, you think, oh my goodness me, what have I done? I don't like any of these patches that I've made. You can reset the whole thing to default. So you just unplug it. And what you do is you hold the plus value, hold the page across, you hold those down, plug it back in, and you'll see this P load come up. Let go, press the plus on the value, it does this cycling through P-load. It's essentially reloading all the presets into its brain again, complete. And that's it, and you'll reset back to normal. So then you can restart and you can go back and again, change anything you want to again, should you want to. Now, I did say I was going to take you through to a rather funky loop setting. The loop on this is rather limited. So loop, I'll just use this one because it's already got the loop programmed into it. But essentially what you do is when you're in the pedal setting when you're programming something, you would choose, I'll show you now, you would choose loop 1, you've got loop 2 as well. Essentially what those are, it enables you to create a small loop. Now the loop is really short on this. This isn't like a 30 second, 60 second or anything like that. It's literally like a 1.8 second loop. But what you do is you press very, very firmly on the expression pedal. Now what I will do is I'm going to press really hard on the expression pedal. That makes that red light blink. And as soon as you start playing, I'll just play like an E minor. So it literally, it saves that in. I mean, it's not very pleasant, so I'll come off it. But that gives you the idea, and you can play over that. For what it's worth, 1.8 seconds or so of a loop, so you might be able to get 2 chords in. But there you go. So that's some of the basic functions of this particular unit to get your own custom settings, a couple of other bits. And yeah, if you like this content, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.